Welcome to Heart Change You Live, where it's our goal to equip you in ministry and to, frankly, just to live life in today's world. It's crazy, it's chaotic, and we need all the help we can get, so to speak. And so this summer, one of the things we've been doing is highlighting different ministries that are similar to us, that are ministering to the Christian community. And today we're highlighting the Moms Group. And we have three ladies here from the Moms Group. We'll start off with a shout out to each of you. Matresa, it's good to have you with us.
Thanks, good to be here, excited.
And then we have Linda.
Hello.
Great to have you. And then we have the co-coordinator. I'll get the title right.
Yes.
Are you ready to live up to the billing? We have Josie, who is one of the co-coordinators. The other one is close to a due date, and so it didn't feel like it was safe to be here, but we're glad to have you here today.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
I think I'll jump in with you. If you were to give just a quick overview, somebody out there that wanted to join the ministry, be a part of it, talk to us about what it is, what it does, what it looks like.
Yeah, Moms is a ministry where moms who typically have young children at home, they come and they have a place where we can connect with other moms. And we meet at the Covenant Church here in town, here in McPherson. And we have breakfast every morning and 2 hours of childcare. It's from 9 to 11.
When you say every morning, Monday through Friday?
No, I'm sorry.
Okay, I didn't think it was every morning. Okay, it is what?
It's the second and fourth Tuesdays.
Second and fourth Tuesdays.
During the school year.
Okay, great.
Yep. And so summertime is kind of our planning time. And when we do some of the changeover as far as the steering team goes. But we meet every second and fourth Tuesdays during the school year, minus a few holiday time periods. And our kickoff is when a lot of people can come and check us out, meet us, meet the team, meet other moms that are interested in Moms Group and the ministry. And that's going to be August 22nd this year. And our email address is mcphersonareamoms@gmail.com. And all you have to do to get signed up to register is just send us a quick email at that email address, and we will send you, we'll reply with, we actually got it set up so that we have a Google Doc now for registration. And we do where you get assigned to a group, and we do breakfast, and we do discussion, and we usually have a speaker. So yeah, it's
a good time out, among other things. Time out for mom,
yes.
So that you can catch a breath and obviously visit with other ladies and draw strength. Matresa, I'll jump to you. Talk to me about what attracted you to this program and or the positive experiences that you've had there.
Sure. Well, I'm a stay-at-home mom. I have a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old. And so it is a lot of alone time, not a lot of adult time, until, my husband comes home at 5 or 6 o'clock, 5 days a week. So it was kind of like, I need some adult friends, especially because I'm fairly new to the area. And so I was really looking for a community of other women to connect with. And I was just browsing on Facebook one day. We also have a Facebook page called McPherson Area Moms. You can check us out there. And I just messaged one day saying, how do I get involved? And they directed me to the right place and was like, hey, we're going to meet this day at this time. And I showed up, and it was exactly what I was looking for, extra moms to connect with and talk with and give advice, share advice with. But yeah, and I've definitely feel very fulfilled in that now.
Linda, I'm assuming that the group gets outside of the four walls, so to speak. Do you do much connecting outside? Once you make the relationships, what other kinds of things might go on beyond just the meetings themselves?
Yeah, you'll be assigned to a table, and a lot of times the tables will get together and do fun activities. Like we even just met at McDonald's one time, so our kids could play and we could get together. And then there's Mom's Night Out that we do.
Like kind of like bi-monthly, we
Yeah.
organize something.
So
Yeah.
did that turn out anything like the movie?
No.
Any of you have seen the
Yes.
Mom's Night Out movie?
Excellent movie.
It didn't exactly work out too well.
Yeah, we could try that maybe. I don't know. We do more of craft nights, game nights.
This year in October, or last year in October, we did the murder mystery party that MP NAS puts on. And so we hooked up with them. I did not attend that one,
It was awesome.
I'm interested.
but I've heard many stories, and it was, it sounds like it was a good time for sure.
Yes.
So
Yeah, there's extra outings, and then there's play dates too. On the off weeks that we don't meet, we do a play date scheduled somewhere depending on weather.
yes,
So,
different local
yeah.
parks.
This one I'll throw any direction, whoever wants to jump in. But if you were to say, wow, it really reached me at a low moment or a difficult moment, one of you, or maybe several of you, but at any rate, share just a story of a time when you were struggling and this group provided a real spark for you.
I can attest to that. When I first was looking for the moms group, I was kind of heavy into like postpartum depression because I had just had my second one, and I needed to get out of the house and I needed other people to connect with. I needed that. And I think that's, it's very prevalent. A lot of people struggle with that, and just to be able to even get out is really good. And especially with our ministry, like we are always having prayers or a speaker who always brings it back to Christ, which is really important, and to keep your eye on what's important. And yeah, I really needed that, and I got that.
What's maybe a teaching moment that you can remember from a speaker or someone like that you took away? Someone presented this kind of information and it was really powerful to me. And we have silence.
Yeah, well, there was a
Which
lot
one
of
of-
really
We're
good
running through our
speakers, so I'm
speakers.
running,
Yeah.
I'm running through
Which
'em.
one of you is going to jump in? So-
Well, last year when we do a survey at the end of the year, and it kind of people kind of can say like which ones motivated them the most, and we did have Jamie Whitehouse, and she was a very popular vote last year. She came and shared. She's a psychologist.
She's a counselor in the
counselor
area. Yeah, I'm
in
not
the
sure what her
area.
actual
Title is.
but she spoke on ages and stages of development in children, and I think that really rung true to a lot of people. I know at our table I felt like it did. It's some of the stuff that I kind of already knew, but a lot of people in our table were like, oh, I didn't realize that 2-year-old boys needed this, or that 5-year-old girls needed this. And so it was a really good informational.
Oh yeah, it helped us understand our
topic.
kids better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I actually have a series that talks about that. It's the steps of development, the spiritual steps of development, and how even in the womb, what's incredibly powerful is what I call safe. So if there's a peaceful experience during that period of time, you get a spiritual layer, not just a developmental psychology layer, but you get that laid down. And so we talk about a lot of the same kinds of concepts in the program, in some of the different teachings, but that is incredibly powerful to know, wow, this needs to be laid down in the child. It needs to be established as a fundamental layer, and then this. And a lot of times we're expecting things out of children at ages and stages that simply aren't there.
Right. Our expectations are a little bit
Skewed.
Yeah.
Yeah. We think that they're ready for things that they may not be.
Yeah.
If you were to talk about the challenges of motherhood, what's something that you would throw out, my greatest challenge in the last 30 days, or however you want to frame it, if you want to go longer than that? Matresa, yeah.
Oh my God.
You were reacting, so I'm going to go to you.
Sorry, I'm expressive. Potty training is the worst. Sorry, I just know that it's the worst right now because I'm going through it at this season of life, and it is terrible. say that one.
And it can take forever.
Yes.
I've been putting mine off. My son just turned 3. My youngest just turned 3. And I'm like, I just don't want to start yet. I just don't want to. I don't want to face it. So,
Yeah. I think obviously our kids are a challenge, but I think one of the most challenging things in motherhood, and Teresa talked about it earlier, was kind of this loneliness. Like motherhood can be very lonely. You
And
can feel like
isolating.
isolated on an island. And it's hard to put yourself out there. It's hard to give energy to yourself. And that's what this moms group is really good at doing.
Linda, it was interesting. You talked about being the older one in the group, and you're staying engaged, staying involved. I think as I hear the mission, sometimes you're thinking, oh, well, that's going to be more appropriate for mothers with younger kids. Why are you staying engaged?
Well, I wasn't engaged with my first daughter, who's now 15. I was definitely an introvert and shy and didn't put myself first at all. This time around, my daughter now is 5, my other daughter, and she is an extrovert and needed something. And I was like, okay, I'll do this for her. And now here I am on leadership team doing it for me.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's neat, just one of those principles that I find that we really do need people, and we need to engage with people in order to draw strength. Again, that's one of the principles that we talk about. If you want to overcome, if you want to get better, you need to draw strength from God. You need to draw strength from godly people. And it sounds like the same thing applies to moms as well.
mm-hmm.
yeah, definitely. I think that's something that I noticed as awful, and I hate to say the bad word COVID, or whatever, but I just felt this sense of God still turning that for his good. Some of the people who thought that they were more introverted, like I think that they realized maybe I'm not as introverted as I thought I was, like maybe I do need people, and maybe, and I think that could be why, we had to add an extra group last year.
Wow.
So the ministry definitely grew. We had a lot of new people. And so.
That is an interesting observation, that something that, forced us to isolate actually gave us a new appreciation for connecting. And so as a rebound to that, you all actually grew.
Yeah, I think so.
How many moms do you have involved?
Last year we had, I think, between, I want to say 45 register.
That's what I was
Probably
thinking.
about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's people all across town. I mean, it's
And out of town.
And
out of town.
Mm-hmm.
How would you say most people end up coming to you? Is it primarily word of mouth and somebody brings someone, or
My friend invited me
okay.
and encouraged me to come. So if it wouldn't have been for her, I don't think I would have been there.
I ran into, this would have been maybe 5 years ago. I think 4 years ago now, because I think this will be my 5th year. But I ran into that year's coordinator and at the thrift store, and she gave me, one of our business cards. And so I decided to go ahead and check it out. We bonded for a second, talking about how it was nice to have the thrift store to buy shoes, since kids, grow out of things so quickly. So that was kind of nice. And Teresa is designing has designed our flyers for
that
the
we're
year.
posting around town.
Yeah, so any businesses that think that they've got some people who might, benefit from some flyers, and we've got business cards, so we'd love to get those out there in the community.
Any special plans in the upcoming year? You mentioned the connecting with MP NAS last year. What kinds of things do you have planned for this coming year?
A lot of things. We have speakers every time that we meet. We as a team, us 3 and 5 other people, makes up our core steering team, as we call them. We are planning speakers from a wide gamut of topics for this year. We always have a speaker. Josie was talking about before, we have play dates and things like that.
This year's theme is Ecclesiastes 3:1, which I'm super excited about. So it's kind of a seasons. We're going to talk about seasons. So we'll have different speakers on that topic, and that, I don't know. I'm super excited about that.
And hopefully we'll be connecting with NPNAS again.
Yep.
And I'm also doing the newsletter, creating the newsletter, and I always have community events in there. So there will be lots of ways to connect.
Can you choose one speaker or something to highlight that's coming up in the coming year? Which one would you choose?
Yeah, sure. Well, I mean, I hope we have Jamie again. I know that we were talking about her,
Yes,
like
definitely.
she's just the greatest thing and everything. I don't want to copy what Josie was saying, but I think we were planning on having her again.
We definitely
Hopefully.
want to talk to her and reach out with her. I look forward to this year's testimony day. Last year, that was a big, I think,
Powerful.
a powerful meeting for sure.
We still have some stuff in the works, so not everything's pinned down, but we're hoping to maybe have like a self-defense speaker come and talk to
That's
us
right.
ladies about self-defense.
Yeah, we try to do a practical speaker a little bit more, like once a semester usually.
I'm going to be
Last year
talking
we
about the
did-
holidays.
That's right. Linda's
Right?
going to
I'm
be
gonna
doing
be talking about the holidays.
She's going to do the holiday season and
Yeah.
the flurry of all that. So I'm excited to see her
We'll see what happens.
branch out and speak in front of us. Better her than me. So I'm only responsible for announcements. That's my stage presence there. So
Do you have an idea of where you'll go on the holidays?
Well, I love the holiday season. We love it in our house, and it's a beautiful, magical time, and it's not all rushed and chaos, and we are present, and that's what I want to share with the ladies.
yeah, we could use some of that.
That
for sure.
enthusiasm about just being
How
present.
to slow down and be present and be present with one another.
Yeah.
Keep people as a priority.
Yep.
Yeah, that's all good. Well, you mentioned testimonies. Can you think of anything that, obviously you don't want to betray anything that's too personal or otherwise, but give us some idea of what a testimony might be.
Just kind of how we shared, like what it looked like whenever Jesus kind of came into our own lives, and we started kind of looking to him, and
So the testimonies was more about personal testimonies than it wasn't
like a
when-
salvation testimony.
Yeah, when I heard you talk about that, my first thought was it was a mom's testimony. In other words, well, this year, this has happened in my life, and the group has meant that. But you're actually talking about personal testimonies.
Yeah.
then.
Yes.
Yeah, that was the first year we did it last year. And we had a smaller steering team last year. We had 5. And that's grown again, so we've got 8 this year on the team. And so we're maxed out, so God has been so faithful, and he just carries this ministry. I've seen it time and time again, and so that was just kind of a day that we wanted to kind of bring it all back.
I think
to
it's a
him,
way to
think.
connect too with other moms. If they
Be
hear
vulnerable.
a story similar to something that they've been through, then they know, like, hey, I can go to Josie and talk about this. So it's a way to connect.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh yeah.
Well, let me open it up. What else would you guys like to talk about? Anything that I haven't covered that you want to put in play?
One thing I would mention is that, let's say that, you can't come to the regular meetings on the 2nd and 4th Tuesdays. You are welcome to join our Facebook page. You are welcome to get on our text list for any of the play dates. That way, like if you want to show up to the park and have other kids that are guaranteed to be there, we want to be available and be around and be uplifting to as many of the moms as we can.
It's
you
all
know.
about connecting.
Yes.
We want to
It's about
connect.
finding that connection.
You mentioned the tables. Are women loosely grouped? Obviously, I doubt that they're forced into different groups, but are there groups of people that consistently connect together? Is that what you meant by the tables?
Yes, yeah. We assign people to tables. Obviously, they can request a different table or whatnot, but we've never had any problems with that. And there's a table leader, and each table this year is going to have a mentor mom, I'm pretty sure. So
Yay.
that's super exciting, which is a mom who has kids that are out of the house now. Maybe not all of them, but they have kids out of the house. So there's plenty of leadership and guidance at the table that you get to connect with, and then you get to know the same ladies throughout the year.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Is there, think about the history here, is there a particular person that we would give credit to that was a mover and shaker and helped establish this ministry?
Well, technically, we think that this is our 25th year for moms in general. Now, we were connected with the MOPS, the moms of preschoolers, and they, they would have, there's some things that come with that title and things like that. I don't even know who would have been
Clear back then, yeah, I don't
It's
know.
been going on for a long time.
a long time. Yeah.
You're inheriting from many, many years.
Yes.
And I love the fact that we've moved out of MOPS since you mentioned that.
Yes.
Because a lot of people who are here and who have been around know that it used to be MOPS, which is Mothers of Preschoolers, which then can make you feel like it's not for you because you don't have a preschooler. My daughter is going to be 5, and we homeschool, and we're still as a part of MOMS. Like, come and join us. No matter what age your kids are, come and join us.
Yeah, that was definitely something we talked about as a team last year because they considered possibly, and that wouldn't have necessarily, but when you say moms of preschoolers, like we didn't want anyone to feel
Yeah, it would make me feel like
excluded.
it wasn't for me. It
Right.
would make me feel that way. So
We
it is
wanted
a
to open
mom's
it
group.
up.
So
Yeah.
if you're a mom,
Yeah.
please come.
Yes.
It is inclusive.
Yes. Very
Yeah, your kids go off to school that day and you need come join us.
Yes, absolutely. Even if your kids are in school, you're welcome to come.
And if they're not, we have nursery,
Yes.
so they
And
can hang out with the other kids.
That's another thing is that you are also welcome to have your baby with you at all times. A lot of moms now, they like to keep them close.
We're
and
inclusive of attachment parenting.
That's right.
That's the way I do it.
And so
My baby.
as much as the ladies are saddened when they don't get the babies in the nursery, it is completely fine. It's not disruptive. We all get it. We don't want anyone to feel like, I think I saw there's maybe 7 to 10 babies in the group room, in the speaking room and stuff. And so don't let that be a deterrent. Don't feel like, you have to send your kid away in order to come.
But you can.
But you can. That's what I like to do. That's what I.
Need a little bit of a break.
Please give me that space.
We're pretty easygoing, I think.
Yeah.
So.
I need that time. Well, let's go back and give the basic information again in terms of how to join, all of the different things.
We're at mcphersonariamoms@gmail.com, and just send us an email and we'll get you on the list and we'll send you a Google Doc to register. Also, we do collect prizes and items from businesses in the community. And so we do a drawing at every meeting, and so we give away some of those things, and we advertise for the businesses in our newsletter and in our slides and stuff during the meeting and that sort of thing. And so we are going to have an extra drawing for anyone who registers by August 1st. So if you want that extra chance to win a prize, everybody eventually wins something. We save your name, and that's just a good way to keep us connected to the community with our community sponsors and get them involved too. And then we also have the Facebook page, the McPherson Area Moms on Facebook.
And it's the second Tuesday, second Thursday, starting the 22nd of August. And it starts at what time in the morning?
It's at 9 a.m.
9
and
a.m.
it goes to 11. There's breakfast available, and your kids will have snacks and childcare.
And it's the 2nd and 4th Tuesdays of the month.
Okay.
Yeah, not Thursdays.
Did I? Yeah.
You did.
I
Oh, you
messed
did
that
say
up.
Thursday.
2nd and 4th
Second and
Tuesdays.
fourth Tuesdays.
9 to 11 at Countryside Covenant.
At Countryside Covenant, that's
Yeah.
right.
That might be important.
They are the host church, and so
Yeah.
that's excellent. Any businesses you want to give a shout out to who have been good at donating, or that you want to recognize as a part of what we're doing?
You did the business letters recently, so you probably know them best, right?
Yes, Culligan is always faithful, and they provide pretty much all of our water, that we drink at the meetings.
Yeah.
That's one of them.
Julie Johnson is one of my favorite prize packages. She offers photography session.
That's
For
right.
moms.
Great.
Yes.
Excellent.
And then Clayworks always donates something. I know they donate every year faithfully. A lot of the Main Street businesses do. So
Excellent.
yeah.
Well, it's a community effort, and I like that. I like the way you all have come together and joined together in that, and anything we can do to encourage and support, we want to add our help to that.
And now Omega, see that. now
That's
they're
right.
helping
Yeah.
with our
Throw us in.
publicity.
So
So-
we'll be a part of that in terms of publicity. And it was great to have each of you on. Again, any last words?
I did want to give this caveat that we do meet at Countryside, but it's not necessary to be a member of Countryside
Right.
Right.
Covenant to come.
Actually, none of us attend Countryside at this table. So
So
Yep.
Yeah.
Our co-coordinator does, and you do not have to have a home church. It's open to everyone. So if you're just looking for some,
that's a good point.
it is. I'm glad you mentioned that, Matrisa.
Well, again, thank each of you for being here, for being a part of it and sharing that ministry. And hopefully we can help you get the word out and encourage you in the work that you're doing. It is an amazing thing. And again, thank you for joining us and passing around this info so that it does get around the community. And thank you. And on Friday, we'll be back with our regular program where we're going deeper into spiritual things. Going to be talking about on Friday, I'm going to be talking how do you get things from that invisible realm through faith into that real life, right here, right now experience with God. So I hope that you'll jump in and join us on Friday or check out any of the other videos or any of the other information at heartchangeu.com. And we'll see you next time on the Heart Change You live stream.